Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus. Wiley feeling amazing today. Not even good, not even great. Amazing. Amazing. I'm going to tell y'all why, man. But first of all, we have an amazing show for you guys. I just had to say that because every show starts off that way, but every show doesn't start off this way. My wife got the gig, y'all. Ooh, child, things are going to get easier. Let me just let y'all know how excited this house is for my wife, especially because y'all know she's Canadian. I talk about that a lot, but she's from Abbotsford. So to hide, a lot of times she says she's from Vancouver. But if you land in Vancouver and say, where's your house? You got about 2 more hours to go, right? She lives in a small farm town called Abbotsford. And the first time I ever went there, no lie, I'm riding, and all of a sudden I'm like, you launch? That's what we say, fart. We say launch. Launch pad, and everybody in the car always got to claim it. Like in our house, honesty rules, right? If you launch, claim your launch missile, right? So I'm like, who launched? Launch pad. And my wife's like, no, that's nobody launched. That's how it smells out here. And I was like, what? And man, the whole city, the whole time, of course, you get used to it because your clothes just start smelling like it, and then you just consumed in it. But yeah, it smells like a big manure factory, y'all. I was tripping. I was like, this where you grew up? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, for summer jobs, she used to work at the egg factory. I was like, oh, we gonna have some clashes going on. I'm a city boy, and you over here working on an egg factory on a farm, and that was her existence. But I only bring that up to give you perspective. You guys know me, I don't brag about jack, but I will tell you what I've been through, and some of those things are amazing. Why? Because dreams become reality if you're persistent, right? So my wife's from a farm town, and summer job egg girl turns into who she's going to become once the world at large gets to hear this great news. Right now, I can only tell friends and family, and I know y'all my family out there, but I will get my ass sued if I tell y'all because of this camera. So hit your boy up on the DMs, hit me in the comments, but you give your Kevin Durant account, like your bad account, and then maybe we can exchange this information. But she's so excited. Everywhere I'm going right now in our little circle, they're pumped up. Great time to be a Wiley. Yay! All right, now I feel bad about this. On the way to school this morning, it just started to add up. My boy hasn't been listening the last 2 days or so. I finally had to get strict on Biscuit. And woo! I don't know if my parents felt as bad as I do when I discipline him, and it's not physical. I'm out of that. Like, I got whooped and I got spanked. I was like, dog, that worked, but there's another way to get to me. And so now I use my words, and I use, obviously, rewards and punishments, consequences, as we call them. But they all know I don't even have to do the finger flick. I used to do the finger flick with Maraca 25 years ago, right? But now, don't even have to do the finger flick. I just say, Daddy's going to get strict. Attention! Every one of my kids lines up when they hear Daddy's gonna get strict because they know what that means. Daddy's gonna take something away or make us feel that pain. So I had to do that this morning. He just sits in his car seat, his little booster seat, but he doesn't want to put the shoulder strap on, right? And one time before I had to slam on the brakes, not knowing he didn't have the shoulder strap part on. Yeah! And he almost hit his head on the seat in front of him. And he was like, Daddy, I almost hit my head. I was like, because you're not in the seat properly, bruh. I said, I'm way older than you and I sit in this seat properly. Your butt needs to too. So this morning, after all the things he's been putting me through, that was the last straw that broke the daddy's back. Other than that, last night, man, I had some sushi. I love sushi. I just don't like the fact that I never get full off of it. I let Snowfall watch me. I thought I was watching Snowfall. I was sitting there sleeping with a sushi belly, and Snowfall was on. That was my night. Now let's get to the show. All right, this is hilarious. Austin Reaves and his 2012 Facebook post about LeBron mysteriously pops up. Boy, these receipts are long and strong when it comes to the internet. So Austin Reaves, we all know, cult favorite. That's what they call him with the Lakers. Been there a couple years next to LeBron and Anthony Davis. Who wouldn't want to play with LeBron, right? Well, not always Austin Reaves, because he had a post way back that had a Kobe picture, and it said, quote, When I need some peace and quiet, I set my phone to LeBron mode. No ring. I see you, Austin Reaves. And it makes me laugh because what happens when you diss or have dissed your teammate, right? Have you ever been there? Somebody at work, you diss somebody and all of a sudden now you got to work with that dude. Or you dissing them now and then next thing you know, they right in your face. Everybody ever got caught with that egg on their face, right? Obviously, you know, me playing as much ball as I have, I've been in this predicament before. Got to give you my Drew Brees story in a different version. Because everybody knows I called out Drew Brees because I wanted Doug Flutie to start when I was in San Diego. Okay. Everybody on the team told me to do it. I did it. Blah, blah, blah. What y'all don't know is how disappointed Drew Brees was the next day. So the next day, I come into the locker room, can't lie. I'm a little nervous, a little anxious because I'm like, it's all in the news. Everybody's talking about it. And I haven't talked to Drew directly. So now I'm like walking towards the weight room. And then all of a sudden I'm walking in there. I see LT over there and I see Drew over there. So then I got a moment of truth. Either I'm going to be a punk and try to act like I got to lift weights over here. Oh, yeah, I got to do my biceps over here and not look at Drew. Or I got to be a man. Even though I wasn't a full man because I would have told Drew first instead of telling a reporter to tell the world. So I walk over there and Drew, the same guy who I was in his wedding, I went to his wedding and split my pants on the dance floor because it was that much fun. Crazy times. My dog, Drew Brees, was looking at me like just hurt. And I was like, Drew, my bad, big dog. I wanted to tell you first. I should have told you first. I didn't tell you first. And he was like, you know, that doesn't even bother me. What bothers me is that if you knew this, you should have been a teammate and told me because it seems like the whole team was talking about it but me. So he was basically saying the same thing, but he was like, I ain't even coming at like Marcellus. I took it personal. I took it like, dog, we supposed to be in this together. And y'all all over there saying one thing and not letting me know. And I guess LT may have prepped them or something to that level, and it just hurt me. You know, that's what they say about kids, too, with their parents. Like, you can spank them all you want, you can discipline all you want, but that disappointment is what really gets to them, right? So in that situation, I felt them. I was really hurt. And that really honed me in on my mantra, my essence, which is honesty is true freedom. That's why I tell the truth all the time. I'm like, you ain't never catching me in that position again. I felt little. I felt like I was just a little small crumb on the table compared to Drew Brees sitting down saying, you may have tried to clown me, but you ain't even man enough to tell me. So from that point forward, I really narrow my focus in on being honest. Respect to you. No respect to you, Austin Reaves. What in the hell you dissing LeBron in that moment? You knew he was going to win a ring. Coming up next on Never Shut Up. Oh, today's the day. You can have Lamar Jackson on your team. Time to submit those offers and see what the market looks like for Lamar Jackson. And a little back and forth between him and Adam Schefter. Welcome, Lamar. Who doesn't go back and forth with Adam Schefter? Y'all know my story. That's next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reaves TV. Got some merch right here for you, baby. Sugar. Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy, Marcellus, Wiley. And I got so much reading to do right now that I'm just going to get into this. Because today's the day you can try and get Lamar Jackson to play for your team. Oh, man. Somebody commented that I read very well on this show. You know what? One of the first things I ever had pride in was reading aloud, you know, in front of the class. Okay, Marcellus, page 3. Okay, today, 7 years ago. Like, I was just so pumped for that moment. So now watch me mess this whole thing up. We're going to talk about Lamar Jackson's contract situation, and quarterback Lamar Jackson still has not signed a contract. And where will he play in 2023? That's a big unknown. He got a non-exclusive franchise tag from the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all wrong for that after the two sides failed to reach a long-term deal. All right, we know non-exclusive franchise tag means, hey, we can match any offer out there. If not, give us 2 first-round picks and y'all can have them. Damn, that's cold. All right, on Tuesday, Jackson had to clear the air because Adam Schefter had reported that Lamar turned down a $200 million guaranteed deal in September. Whoa! So then Lamar puts up one of those gifts that basically got a dude going, what you talking about, Willis kind of look, you know, one of those. And then he had to reply to the tweet also. He wasn't done, Lamar Jackson. $133 million over 3 years fully guaranteed with the side eye emoji. But I need an agent. Bow! He like, yo, I need an agent for them to go out there and offer me, what, 44 mil plus? What y'all talking about? He wasn't done then. Then he had another tweet saying, people throw poop emoji, all right, that's good, at the wall and hope it sticks. Dang. Adam Schefter taking them strays right now. Actually, these are direct. Adam Schefter, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? And it made me think, like, is that enough money for Lamar Jackson? Both reports. One, the $133 million for 3 years, short-term deals. I know everybody's like, no, I want long-term security, but you know what happens in 3 years, probably even 2 years on that deal? Rip it up. If you balling, rip it up and then give them another one. And the money just doing this in the NFL. It's LAX, JFK on the runway just taking off. Everybody getting paid right now. Backups are making double-digit millions. So, I'm not mad at the 3-year 133. And I don't know how many years for the 200 if that was real, but come on, bro. 200 guaranteed, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. Deshaun Watson got 230. And Lamar Jackson's like, y'all may say Deshaun is better than me by some metrics or some of the production numbers, but is he a unanimous MVP? Has he led the league in passing touchdowns like I did? Like, you know, you start reading your resume. And I know in this world you're not supposed to compare but prepare. But when it comes to contracts, when it comes to buying a house, etc., when money is exchanged and transactions occur, I need some comps. And those comps tell him I need to get more than Deshaun Watson, especially if you watch how Deshaun Watson played after he returned. But the problem is they're going to push back. Hey, bro, how you been playing of late? This ain't the same guy that won that unanimous MVP. Let's just be real. It's a notch off. And more importantly, there's also a situation where you look at him, when are you available? You've missed, what, 5 games the last 2 years? So we got problems in terms of your availability and a little off your greatness in terms of production. I would have taken both, but you guys remember my story with my agent. He had to talk me into, nah, dog, know your worth. And I literally doubled my contract value because I listened to my agent. Well, Lamar has to listen to his mama. Yep, he gonna get it from his mama. He gonna hear his mama say, baby. Deshaun Watson, what? You Lamar Jackson, you better recognize. And so now the Ravens are trying to call his bluff by saying, we're not gonna negotiate with you anymore. One, it's you and your mom, and let's just say this is a little different. 2, it may be a little more emotional than we wanted, because remember, in a negotiation, no matter who you are, they gonna bring up some bad stuff. They gonna talk bad about you. They gonna bring the underground to the surface. They have to. If not, they just gonna open up a Brinks truck and say, do what you wanna do. So they're gonna have to badger and beat up your offer. Do you wanna be the one on the phone to hear all your warts, all your issues, all your problems, where the pimples are? Yeah, and I think that's what it made this stall. So the Ravens, kind of smart. We're not going to franchise them to the fullest because really we want to give them a long-term deal. We can do that, but that's just going to kick the ball down the field. I got a way. Let somebody else set the market for him because he keeps thinking we over here BSing. All right, everybody else, you get a whiff of them, right? Remember I told you the example? Hey, this is the date that you have, which you can go out. This is your hall pass. No sex. Hall pass. Just go out there, have fun, and then bring your flirty butt back here, and we're going to see what they talking about out in them streets. That's what this is right now. So we're going to see what Lamar Jackson is able to come up with. And forget all those fake ass reports. Oh, we're not interested. We're not interested. Y'all know that teams always lie. They have to, because if not, the market is going to go crazy. They always lie. They use reporters for their services. They use them as tools of information, or they use them as useful idiots, being real. And the people are not idiots. They just use them to distract, to send smoke signals so you can't see what they're really up to. You don't believe me? How many times you seen a contract get signed, details unknown? Where that same reporter at? Thought you knew everything, thought you knew every detail. Nah, it's always somebody upstairs saying, let them know. Or don't let them know. Simple as that. Now, you can't contain everybody, but if you want to keep your job, and if I find out it's you, you better make sure they don't know. I just trip out, details undisclosed, right? You're like, wait a minute, they told me everything. Matter of fact, they led the negotiation before as a reporter in some instances, and then some instances like Jim Harbaugh with Adam Schefter. I mean, I don't know. And it's like, how you don't know and you know everything? Because no one knows everything. So in this situation, when they were using the media to say there's no market for Lamar Jackson, I will pause on that decision. Let's see what happens today and the days going forward in terms of other opportunities and offers for Lamar Jackson. Hopefully it all works out in Baltimore. And I don't mean just him playing on the team and getting paid. I mean, I want this dude to win a Super Bowl. He just stands for more, not for any other reason, but the NFL and Bill Polian in particular, my guy, told this guy what he couldn't do. He can't play quarterback. Want to bet? Not only can I play quarterback, I could lead the league in passing touchdowns, and I couldn't play quarterback. Not only that, I could win MVP as a quarterback. Isn't that inspirational? Like somebody tell you can't do something, you like, not only can I do it better than anybody out there doing it. That's why I'm still rooting for Lamar Jackson. I root for my 4 teams I play for, and then even my son Biscuit knows, Daddy got a wild card. It's those Ravens, because you know me, I'm an underdog. And anytime I see an underdog out there got an opportunity, I'm rooting for him to go get theirs. Go get your money, big dog. Maybe Miami? Oh, no. Maybe, no. It's going to be somewhere. Somebody make an offer, Ravens will match it, then he gets paid. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, speaking of getting paid, there's some unhappy investors who lost a lot of money in the bankruptcy of FTX in that lawsuit. Supposedly, Shaquille O'Neal has been hiding out, so he didn't get served in that lawsuit. Let's laugh at this story right here, even though it's not laughable that somebody lost their money. But this is funny. That's next on Never Shut Up, Brinks TV and Reaves TV. How can Shaq hide? That's why I'm laughing. Like, where's Shaq gonna hide? Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley. Woo, y'all thought I had some reading to do last topic. This topic, I'm about to go there. Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Diesel, right? Allegedly in hiding, really, as lawyers failed to serve him over FTX lawsuit. Hall of Famer TV personality Big Shaq Diesel, we know who he is, accused of avoiding being served a class action lawsuit filed against celebrities who endorsed the failed cryptocurrency FTX. All right, Steph Curry was one of them, Tom Brady was one of them, Giselle was one of them, and Larry David was one of them. There's more, but those were the bigger names, right? And supposedly one investor, Edwin Garrison, was like, Shaquille O'Neal was the one that got me hooked, and he's the reason I did it. Went to his LA party at the Super Bowl a couple years ago, at the Shaq mansion and all that stuff. So he was like, Shaq is the one that stood out. And then it's so funny, because listen to these quotes. Only one, however, has chosen to evade service. They talking about Shaq. In order to draw out these proceedings or to otherwise attempt to avoid answering for these allegations. We know what it is. Now, let's talk about what Shaq did to make somebody believe he's all in. Well, he actually used those words. O'Neal promoted the company on Twitter in June as an official FTX brand ambassador with the tagline, "I'm all in. Are you?" On November 11th, the crypto giant crashed and filed for bankruptcy, all right? All of a sudden, Shaq's like, look, I was just a paid spokesperson. A lot of people think I'm involved, but I was just a spokesperson for a commercial, right? My friend Steph Curry called me, told me I could make millions of dollars if he just served as an FTX brand ambassador, and lied on the television commercial that he was all in with FTX when he admitted that personally. He would not go near the cryptocurrency. Okay, let's talk about this. There are other people too. Look, let me just get all the names out there because it just helps. Udonis Haslem, got all that 20-year NBA money in there. Naomi Osaka, okay. Shohei Ohtani, damn, he ain't even got paid yet. You better chill. Trevor Lawrence, all right, long hair, don't care. And David Ortiz, oh, Papi, not all the dinero. And Kevin O'Leary and Bankman Fried. I've heard of him, but I don't know. All right, so a lot of cats was into this. They had all that money. They had all of us into it, all in, maybe blindfolded. But obviously, 101 of any business is they have a high propensity to fail, right? So if you're sitting at home being sold by your favorite celebrity and you're like, oh my God, Kim Kardashian has said I should do this, maybe you should check and make sure you should do it, not just because Kim says so. And in this situation, I wonder how this lawsuit's gonna play out, because everyone else got served and they was like, yeah, serve me, I'm not running from it. And two, I was a paid ambassador. Did I read the fine print? Yes or no? Did I read the fine print and actually believe it? I don't know. Did I take the check? Yes. Did I endorse something that seemed like it was legitimate? Yes. Did it go wrong? Yes. Am I liable? No. I think that's just going to be the beats of their defense. But for some reason, Shaq ain't trying to hear all that. Shaq doesn't even want to go through the beats of that drum, right? He doesn't even want to hear it. And that's interesting right there. Why don't you want to hear it? Getting served is an interesting thing. When you know you're getting served, you can do things like this, maybe elude the server or the processor, right? One time I got served, and don't y'all imaginations run crazy. It was just for child support and child custody case. Even though that's bad enough, right? But I was in practice in Buffalo, and I remember coach coming up to me, he's like, Wiley, come here. And then I saw a little huddle of like people, and I was like, You know, I feel like the principal was off his moment. Like, what the hell? What y'all doing? Taking me out of practice. You know I don't play a lot, so I need to practice. Shoot. And so I go over to coach. He's like, these people here, they have some paperwork for you to sign. They're here to serve you. And the guy was in the huddle or something. He just went like this. You've been served or something. I was like, what? And I'm sitting there, you know, sweaty, bloody, helmet up here. That's, you know, you cool when you don't take your helmet off all the way. You just got your chest strap on your forehead, helmet up. I'm like, what's up? Like, you've been served. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think it was Wade. I just got Wade voice in my head. And Wade like, what is that, Wiley? What happened? And I was like, oh, man, got to go to court for my baby, my little baby. All right, so I had to do all that. I don't know why I got served, but you know why? Sometimes they serve you just to be like, we're serious about this matter, and this matter is big, and we're not gonna let you get away with this. And it's just something to put on record. Because she didn't have to serve me. She could have just texted me. I was like, what you serving me for? Just tell me what's next. Oh, man. So I've been through that process before. And if I wasn't at practice, maybe I wouldn't have received it. I might have been at the club. I might have been playing darts or something just to not get served. But it's just an appointment for a court date. So I think there's not much to this story as much as there's something to this story, because it's kind of hard for me to believe that y'all can't find a 7'1", 330-pound guy, because he's lost a lot of weight of late. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? We're humans. He's a mammal, and I know that humans are mammals, but he's different. You can find his big butt. So just a funny story right there to see what's at the bottom of this. I read through this, and I couldn't believe it. They were like, they trying to really call bluff on all these celebrity endorsements. Because that's what's going to happen. It'll be a ripple effect to some degree, where all of a sudden The celebrity is going to be more reluctant to take on all things just for a check. And you, as a consumer, may suffer because you won't even have the awareness of a lot of things because celebrities are the megaphones, right? They're the ones that get the message out. Because how many times are we watching ads on TV? Boring, skip through it. Even when we see it on the internet, as soon as you see an ad, you're looking at the bottom right corner, skip ad. You can't wait for it to go 4, 3, you're like, skip ad. I ain't trying to hear all that. But celebrities, you are, because they're more than exposure. They give you experience. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Long story short, find Shaq. He ain't hard to find. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, full episode. Time to get raw. Time to get real. Rough. Man, Damian Lillard breaking it down about the NBA today and how it's different because of the ring culture. Gotta win a ring or you ain't did a damn thing. Let's talk through it. That's next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV. See ya tomorrow, Reaves TV. Welcome to Never Shut Up, full episode. It's time to get raw, time to get real. Let's talk about Dame Dollar. Dame time. Oh man, he has some great quotes that came from the podcast where he was talking about, with JJ Redick, the NBA today and how it's changed, how it's morphed. And he said, look, I'm okay with the evolution. I'm just not okay with this journey and where we are right now. Because he knows things has to change, right? But he's like, why did we change like this? One quote that I thought stood out was the fact that he said, I don't know I can, damn, Dame, what school you go to? I don't know I can play a long time because I don't enjoy what the NBA as a whole is becoming. Okay, y'all know what he meant. He don't know how long he's going to play because he don't know what this NBA is doing and what it's going to become. It reminds me of how many times I heard outward criticism that didn't necessarily match what the inward voice, okay? So in the locker room, on the field, knowing my teammates, knowing other players and peers in the NFL versus what the pundits were saying and the public was saying, and how they were on two different paths. Damian Lillard is talking about that. When did it become where the only thing that matters is how many rings you've won? Like seriously. Now, it used to be this. It used to be a journey, and I want to win, and I want to beat everyone on that journey. But the how was very important. How do I proceed on this journey matter? I'm not going to try and fake it. I'm not going to try and skip the line. I'm not going to try and skip around. I'm not going to try and join up. It was a day where it felt pure, if you want to call it that, right? The how. But now it's just I want to win a ring. And who cares how? It's just I'm going to win a ring. And are you winning a ring because you just want to say I'm a champion? Or are you winning a ring because that's the only way you get properly respected in legacy and you get all the critics off your back? Damian Lillard was talking through that because he looks at loyalty a completely different way. He's like, look, I am a guy who likes to compete. I'm a guy who wants to go out there and win. But at the same time, I'm not trying to go chase it because if I go chase it, what if I fail? Where's my loyalty? But also, what if I chase it and succeed and then y'all try to Kevin Durant me, which means discredit the fact that I actually went out there and did what exactly I said I was going to do, and y'all like, oh, but you had to go somewhere to do it. It's crazy. We've seen it all ways. We've seen guys stay still and win the championship. Magic Johnson, right? Larry Bird, whatever you want to say. There are a lot of those guys. But then there are guys who leave and then don't win a championship. Charles Barkley comes to mind, right? Karl Malone comes to mind. And then there are guys who leave and win a championship like a Kevin Durant, and y'all still got something to say. So then it becomes the simple old adage, which is, Everywhere you go, there you are. And who cares what they're going to say? Because even your critic has critics, right? So that's why I have to tell you what my vision of being a pro athlete was and how I was met smack in the face with a different reality. When I wanted to become a pro athlete, when I knew that, okay, these muscles going to flex and I'm going to get my butt up there, the first reason was for me to just show the world, to show myself that I can accomplish the ultimate feat. Like we all know, there are millions of football players worldwide. And then that pyramid of success to who makes it to the league, only 2,000 at the top, right? So I just wanted to climb that damn pyramid, climb that mountain for myself, for my family, and for the world to say, oh man, he did something there. That was the first reason. Right behind that was all the money that was going to come from it. But being real, the money wasn't first because I think the accomplishment was going to set me up to make money regardless. And frankly, I went to a small school. I wasn't thinking I was going to break the bank. I didn't think I was going to just kill it. I thought I was going to get an opportunity and then I can go do something. So I was like, go out there and prove you can achieve a dream and then go get paid for it. After that, I was done. I was like, win all costs. Win, win, win. No matter what I do, I'm going to try and win. I'm going to try and compete against myself every day. I'm going to try and beat my teammates. And then I'm going to go out there and try to beat the other team. That's what I tell my kids right now. There are 3 levels of competition. Most importantly, first one is against yourself. Second one is against those in your social circle around you, your teammates. Lastly, you got to compete against the world. And you don't see them every day. But trust me, they out there getting ready for that competition. That was it. That was it. Then all of a sudden you start hearing like, how many Super Bowls you got? And then you look at the NBA, how many rings you got? And you're like, wait a minute, are we starting to discredit greatness just because you got to see the overall destination? Like, forget who he is, the destination matters, right? So then I started listening to how they talked about Barry Sanders. I was like, what? Y'all got something bad to say about Barry Sanders? Well, maybe of him. He did run backwards a lot, a lot of negative yards, but he made up for it, didn't he? But I was like, they over here trying to discredit Barry Sanders. Oh, he couldn't win it all. Then I was like, oh, that's cold. That's cold-blooded. Drew Bledsoe. Like, guys out. Why I say Drew Bledsoe? First player ever to get $100 million. That's why I said Drew Bledsoe. The market told you how valuable he was. And then they like, oh, he ain't win one. He ain't lead a team to a championship. Forget about him. I was like, damn, that's how they do you? I'm just, a sociologist studying this stuff. Then you look at the NBA, oh, there's too many examples. They just discrediting it, cat. Even when Kobe won his first 3 rings, even Kobe, he got 3 rings, y'all. Guess what Kobe felt like? I need to go get mine by myself. I need to go get one and be the leader. I was like, damn. They have played a mind game on athletes to the point where cats, not only when they win them, don't feel like they won them. I was like, this is crazy. So Damian Lillard is talking about that, really going through therapy of it, because he just can't believe he lives in the NBA where all they're going to do is count your rings, simply. Or he also said accolades, like you was the MVP. Isn't that weird? Like, who cares? Like, what our eyeball test by? That got replaced with all of the metrics. That got replaced with the analytics. Okay, I hear that. I think it should be a combo package, but I hear that. But then beyond that, they're saying, forget that. I can have a simple, lazy understanding of who you are as a player. How many rings you win? And you're like, what the heck? What? How good was I? How great was I? No. And then cats who are here, who have rings, become this. I understand. But a cat who's here without a ring, he goes here? Really? Is that what we're doing? Kind of takes me to the combine in that parallel. Like, you already got your film. If you go to the combine and you're a great athlete, let's go here. But if you go to the combine and we got that film and you're a beast, but you can't broad jump. You can tackle for loss. You can sack the quarterback, but you can't broad jump. We're going to drop you? We're going to drop greatness just because it doesn't have a ring? Thought that was a little bit silly. So I look at this all this is saying this. Everyone goes to the pro level for different reasons. Some of us, hey, I needed the dough. Some cats already had dough. Carson Palmer already had dough. The Mannings already had some dough. You ain't have that level of dough, but the point is not everybody does it because I need the money. You do it for your reasons to accomplish, to make a dream a reality. And then when you get up there, stuff happens. You may be on a team that wins it all, and you didn't do anything to chip in on that. Or you may be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and damn it, look at my luck. We can't find a way. It sounds like Dame Dollar. So are y'all looking at Dame Dollar like, yeah, he's loyal and that's a good thing? Or is he loyal to a fault and he needs to go ring chase? But remember, Dame Lillard's already seen that path going forward. He's already looking at it like, even the ring chasers get killed. So where am I going? I'd rather stay here, and stay bunkered. It's an interesting conversation, man, because to me, pro athletics is just a means to an end. It's just a stepping stone. It is not the end all be all. It's how you get a head start in life. And they done morphed that into now making it a nightmare experience for the great ones. Sorry, players ain't got to go through none of this. They could just milk it, be a backup, get paid millions of dollars, stay out the spotlight, and nobody got anything to say to them. But the great ones, oh, they get measured like that, right? We're splitting hairs. It's interesting. But when you're great, criticism is the cost of praise. Great conversations. I'll be looking in the comments to learn from you or unlearn because sometimes y'all say crazy stuff. But let's continue that conversation online. All right, y'all know how we end the show every single day with a Wileyism. Wileyism. Does that work yet? Not yet? Okay. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? DOC. Yeah! Here's the quote. No one tailgates for a test. No one tailgates for a test. Why is that a good Wileyism? Because it's a tough balance to be a student athlete, and it's really tough to prioritize being a student and an athlete, right? We throw that term out there lazily, like, oh, a student athlete, but we really mean athlete students in so many cases. And for me, it was such a challenge to actually be that guy when no one, it felt like, was rewarding me for my academic success. Now, we know that's a windy, longer road. Athletic greatness, shoo, go to the pros. Academic greatness, what are you going to do? What are you going to major in? Where are you going to intern? Where are you going to work? You know, it's kind of like playing baseball. You got to go AAA. You got to go AA. You got to go single A, all that stuff, right? And I know it's tough on parents as well to prioritize books because no one tailgates for a test. Everybody, you call your family all week. Hey, y'all coming to the game Saturday? Oh, it's championship game, girl. We don't like Carson. We gonna get Carson, right? You're doing all that. But when Johnny has a test, what are you gonna do? Go to the school, watch him take it. Number 2 pencil sharpener, please. I'm ready, teacher. Like, you're not doing none of that, right? You just wait till he comes home. How you doing your test? Good. Okay, can I play video games? Yeah. Okay, go. I mean, it's not even the same experience. No one tailgates for a test. No one's sitting there 3-4 hours before a test, getting drunk, hanging out, talking to their boys, sending out texts, bonfires, what? Coolers out. None of that for a test. And I just felt that I needed to highlight this because it is a struggle for the kids and the parents because the culture is what's rewarded. What do they reward? Early and fast and grander. They reward athletic success. But let me give you this quick story. The craziest thing about success in terms of, let's just say financial, we got to make it linear because success looks different to everybody. Craziest thing about it is to the top of the financial mountain, let's use that. You get there climbing by your brains higher than your body. You want to go to the summit, to the peak? Use your brain, not your body. How did I learn this? Graduating from Columbia. I remember seeing in the paper that we had 3 active players at the time I was drafted. Yeah, I burst down them walls. I kicked them walls down, that glass ceiling. I said, no, I'm coming through. And then now everybody get drafted from the Ivy League. Yeah. But in all seriousness, 3 active players and 6 owners. 6 owners, 3 active players. I was like, what? And I know them owners got that dodo. Why? Remember the time I was sitting there, Ralph Wilson, respect. Walked into the lunchroom. I'm sitting at a table. I think Thurman was at the next table, Andre, Bruce, all I played. Gabe Northern was my boy. I'm sitting there eating with him. And he sat down, and Gabe Northern was a nut. That was my dog. We used to call him Zoo. Tanius was a nut. And Gabe was sitting there. He like, man, he used to talk like this. Man, Sid, Ralph got enough money to break Bruce off, break Thurman off, break Dre off, break me off, break Wild Style off, and still got that dough. Basically, he's saying, this dude is rich enough, wealthy enough to pay all these rich guys and still make profits. All I'm saying is that's a good scenario. That's a good place to be, right? Well, to get up there, you actually get up there higher and greater using your brain, not your body. How many billionaires are there that are athletes? What, Jordan, LeBron, Tiger? Of all the thousands of athletes ever, we got 3? How many CEOs and billionaires you know, right? How many billionaires are there? 1,000 or something? Y'all do the math. Y'all do the numbers. The athletes are coming. But right now, let's just make sure we have a balance in that, especially parents. Stop hooping and hollering over your son over there scoring touchdowns without hooping and hollering over them A's and B's he's bringing home as well, because that dedication should be rewarded the same as his athletic feats. All right, y'all, that'll do it for today's show. Never shut up. Oh, my God. What's going to happen in the Wiley household today? I don't know, but I'll tell y'all tomorrow, man. Thanks for rocking with your boy. Y'all know y'all can go to Brinks TV, log on, get your free account, get you some merchandise, be ready for those auctions, as well as MarcellusWileyShop.com. Who's a smart guy that knows what this means? Yeah, you graduated. Me too. 75 on mine. See y'all tomorrow. Hey.